1,500 points of Craftworld Eldar versus Astra Militarum. For those of you that have been playing the game for a while and have no clue what I just said, that's Eldar versus Imperial Guard. But we've got the new codexes. I'm very excited. There's a lot of cool stuff in here. We just thumbed through it, just got this. This is our first game with it. Both the Astra Militarum player and myself with Codex Craftworlds. So I've built a small and elite force. It's pretty much Wraith constructs and tanks with Eldred leading the charge. I'm taking the Ulthwe Craftworld, which gives me a 6-up feel no pain army wide, and his warlord trait that he comes stock with, Eldred, is every turn I roll a die at the beginning of the turn, and on a 6 I earn a command point. Hoping that pays off. The Astra Militarum are playing the Valhallans, and for the Valhallans they have this one where you can, they have a unique command point that they can spend. You can bring troops back onto the field. That's going to probably be a pain, and especially with that Astra Militarum, just that steel death that they can rain down every turn. So we're playing the open war deck. For our deployment, it's essentially a no man's land chevron in the middle. It's a triangle in either corner, and then one large triangle on the opposite side. The objective is going to be supply cache, and that again, at the start of each player's turn, you must roll a dice, and on any marker that they control at the start of the turn, and on a 6, all the other objectives go away, and that is the objective for the game. Whoever holds that at the end of the 5th battle round wins the game. Against an army like Guard that has just this amassed bodies on there, I'm really hoping that that 6 doesn't turn up on the Guard player's side. And the twist card today is Battle Frenzy. And Battle Frenzy is add 1 to the attack characteristics of all models in the battle. So conscripts, I don't know if he's bringing them, but if he's bringing a blob of conscripts, they just got +1 to each of their attack characteristics. So all of a sudden conscripts became a thing in close combat in this game, if that's what he's brought. So hopefully it's just a bunch of tanks that can't punch hard. So I'm very excited. 2 new codexes. Can't wait to see how they play against each other, and 2 unique army builds I think we're going to see on this board too. So I'm excited. Let's go. Outpost Achilles 4. It's an Imperial planet, long forgotten by the Imperium, but not forgotten by Astra Militarum. Valhallans are here. They're controlling the last fortress, the last defenses, and they're guarding over what they talk amongst themselves as a ghost town. It's a forgotten Imperial city, and the only thing that is still working is the fortress that the Guard inhabit and keep watch over. But what they don't know is that this city holds secrets. This city holds relics that only a Xenos race understands. Those relics are known well by the Eldar. Eldred has formed a scouting party to come and to push through these old Imperial ruins to find something even older underneath. On the remnants of old battlefields, a new battlefield will begin with the Astra Militarum versus Craftworlds Eldar. 1,500 points of Eldar. This is a spearhead detachment, so 3 heavy support slots are filled. Our warlord is Eldred, so he is taking the Ulthwe, which gives everything in the army a 6-up feel no pain, essentially. And his warlord trait, it also comes from Ulthwe, and it is a at the beginning of every turn, friend or foe, you roll a die, and on a 6 you earn a command point. So you don't regain one, you actually earn a command point. So leading off the charge there is Eldred. And let's get right into the heavy supports. We have the Forge World Lynx, and the Lynx is coming with that, he's not using the Pulsar, he's using that Flamer template weapon there. Well, Then we have the Fire Prism, and that is a shuriken cannon up in front of that. And then the final slot is our Wraith Lord, and our Wraith Lord has a Bright Lance, a Ghost Glaive, shuriken catapults on his wrist, and an Eldari missile launcher. The fast attack slot, we have 3 Wind Riders, and they have shuriken cannons. And then 2 elite slots, we have both our Wraith Guard. One has the Wraith Cannon, and one has the D-sides. The D-sides will be riding in a Wave Serpent, and the Wave Serpent has a shuriken cannon on front, and it also has twin Bright Lances up top. And the Fire Prism, I forgot to say, has the Crystal Targeting Matrix, and the Wave Serpent has vectored engines, and the Lynx also has vectored engines. That's 1,500 points. 1,500 points of Astra Militarum. Start me off with, where's your HQs at?
The HQ is going to be my company commander right here. Other HQ is going to be the Premier Psyker and the tank commander for the Punisher Gatling Cannon, Las Cannon, Heavy Bolter Sponsons.
And this is, just to stop you, this is a battalion detachment?
Yes.
Okay.
Then we go to Elites, which is going to be the command squad.
Okay, those 3 guys?
These 4 guys.
Oh, 4 guys.
With a med pack, boxcaster, and missile launcher. And a unit of veterans, which are now elites and not troops anymore.
And what's in that vet squad?
In that
there?
we have a Vox and 2 melted guns.
Okay.
That guy's a sergeant, obviously. We got a Commissar. We have 3 Ogrins. One's a Bonehead. And we got 5 Ratlings. For troops, we are looking at 1 infantry squad, Flamer, missile launcher, 2nd infantry squad, Flamer, missile launcher.
Okay.
Each also has a Vox.
Alright.
And group of conscripts. And for heavy support, we get the Las Cannons, the Hydra, and the Lehman Russ Squadron.
And Lehman Russ Squadron, it looks like a Las Cannon, Battle Cannon, heavy sponsons on 2, or the sponsons are heavy bolters on 2 of them.
All 3. Oh, yep. Yeah, they're all heavy bolters.
Okay, and then the other one has the plasma.
And the other is the Executioner Plasma Cannon.
Gotcha. Okay. And so that brings you in at 6 command points then, right?
Yes,
to start. All right, 1,500 points of Astra Militarum. All right, coming back after deployment, Eldar won the roll-off, which seems to be happening this edition for me. And so I deployed first. I picked the deployment to put me in the corners, and you notice that I didn't put anything in the corner. I had to hug this terrain because I'm absolutely terrified of the guard gun line. But I put my Wave Serpent here. It's got the D-Scythe Wraith Guard in it. Wraith Lord hiding behind that, very brave. The Lynx is parking in the parking lot with the Fire Prism and the Wind Riders, and hiding in here, who is looking at the fine cement work done in this Imperial City, is Eldrad. We also deployed the objective markers, pretty much evenly spaced them on both sides. And we'll go to those, and once you score them at the beginning of your turn, it will, if it's a 6, that's the objective for the whole game. So coming from the guard side of things.
That's going to be the 6 right there.
Yeah, this is just a nightmare.
Piles of guys on.
Oh, good. Yeah, right in there.
Mm-hmm.
So he's pretty much occupying the ruins. He's got the church here, and if you can see, it's pretty much bubble wrapped, not by conscripts, but by armor. So that's going to hurt.
The bubble wrapping of conscripts would be fun.
He's got that tank and that tank and that tank and that. But then conscripts hiding back here behind the tough Bulgarins. And where's your commissar? There he is. He's supporting everybody down there in the trenches.
Commissar's over here.
That's
the company commander.
I'm never going to get this right. The company commander. Commissar is over right there with the Bulgarins.
Behind the big slabs of muscle.
And the Rattling snipers of our corps found a ladder and got up top there. But that is the deployment, and it will roll. Actually, grab a die. I know. First turn.
Oh,
first turn.
Yeah.
Eldar. You want to seize?
No.
You. You don't? Okay.
Not at all.
All right, very good. First turn Eldar. I shuffled the Wraith Lord up onto these ammo boxes because he wasn't tall enough to shoot at that Leman Russ down there. I zipped...
Pick on my tanks.
Well, I zipped the Wave Serpent over here. He can still get a shot over this at the Leman Russ. The Lynx went into fly mode and flew all across the board over to here to get within 18 inches to use this Sonic Lance. And we'll see what that does against armor. The Fire Prism didn't move, so he's going to get a full ballistic skill shot down the road there. These guys just shuffled up. Eldrad jumped through the window to get within, of course, smite range. And I burned a command point at the beginning of the game, and I placed these guys into Deep Strike reserves and brought them down. And then with Eldrad with his Warlord trait, I'm able at the beginning of every turn to roll a die, and on a 6 I regain a command point, and what do you know? I got that command point back, so I'm back up to 4 command points.
I call shenanigans.
Eldar shenanigans, Eldar trickery. So, Tim, do you need anything like a band-aid or?
A little bit. I don't know. I'm bleeding from some orifices here, and I don't like it.
Well, it started out with the Wraith Lord, even with a -1 to hit on both heavy weapons, hitting and wounding this Leman Russ down to 2 wounds left. The Bright Lance is here, shot over at the Leman Russ, hoping to finish him off, and then he grabbed the Shuriken Cannon and threw that into the Vet Squad, and the Bright Lances didn't wound, so and the Shuriken Cannon killed a guy out of the Vet Squad. And then the Lynx hit 15 times, wounded 14 times at -3 AP, and the Vet Squad's gone. Coming over to this side of the board.
You smited my tank commander.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Back in the psychic phase. So Eldrad, crazy enough, Eldrad got every one of his psychic powers off. He cast Smite on the tank commander. He also cast Executioner, but only did 1 extra point on there. So he dropped him a total of 4 with Smite and Executioner. And then he cast Doom on the tank that's no longer there because the Wraith Guard dropped in with their Wraith Cannons and actually didn't even need Doom. Killed him with, what was it, 14?
A lot.
It was like 14 wounds, and
it was a disgusting amount.
The Shuriken Cannon on the Fire Prism shot and hit the Bulgrins and took 2 wounds off one, and then he shot his Fire Prism with a Focused. That is heavy 2d3 because he didn't move with the new Codex, and he was able to damage your Hydra and drop him down to 5 wounds. So no assaults this turn, and frankly with that twist card in play, where even the conscripts now are deadly as can be an assault, which is hilarious. That's going to conclude the Eldar shooting turn 1. Alright, so Astra Militarum turn 1 movement's over because at the beginning of his movement he has to roll a die, and on a 6 any objective he scores becomes the objective for the game, and sure enough, of course, the one absolutely in the center of the board that everything is amassed on is a 6. So that's not the objective for the game, and I just only have to kill all the Imperial Guard to score that victory. So, any movement?
Come to me, my pretty.
Any movement?
No, we're not going to.
Oh, crazy! If I were you, I would use this Leman Russ tank speed.
And I should just like
It just go. We should mention that you're using the Vestorian. Valhallan, which is what does Valhallans do?
Their stratagem is for 2 command points. Any infantry unit that is destroyed at the end of my movement phase, that can be brought back within 6 inches of my deployment zone and 9 inches away from an enemy. So veterans are back.
We have the veteran squad here that the Lynx killed, and then they came back. I'm really enjoying that for this game. I should mention.
I'm enjoying it too.
So let's start with the shooting. Let's go to the Hydra over here.
Not having any flying things to shoot at, he shot at them and he took a wound.
Yep. He took 2 wounds off.
2 wounds off of one.
Yep.
The conscripts
killed a guy.
The Wraith Guard was killed by conscripts. I just want that on record.
We'll edit that out. And
nothing from them. Between the Placecutioner and the tank commander, he did 2 wounds off a guy.
The tank commander issued an order.
Yep, he issued the
reroll ones.
Reroll ones for the Plascutioner.
For the Plascutioner, and that didn't do any good anyway.
No.
And they shut up here, and I actually made. They took him down to 1 wound, but I made an Ulthwe save and came back with a 6-up Feel No Pain.
Eldar shenanigans.
Eldar shenanigans.
Sniper rifles did nothing.
This squad didn't have anything to target on the board,
no,
right?
Just sitting there to cover the objective.
Ratlings shot down. Might as well, right? Try and put some mortal wounds on it.
Sniper rifle.
And they couldn't damage it. They got 3 shots off, just no damaging.
The last cannons fired at the Wraith Lord over there.
And they did some work.
And they did a couple wounds.
They took 4 wounds, but I had another Ulthwe save and brought a wound back. So he's down to 7. The Wraith Lord's down to 7 wounds. Mm-hmm. And our crippled, smoking tank here, barely still surviving, got 11 shots from the battle cannon off on the Lynx and took the Lynx down to that's a 14. So he took 2 wounds off him, bringing him down to 14 wounds.
Oh, that was between them and the veterans.
Oh, yep, and the veterans as well did some work.
Surprisingly, though, their las guns didn't do anything to it.
Yeah, flashlights. All right, that's the end of the guard. I know that wasn't as strong as you or I were expecting to see.
That was some terrible rolling.
But it's a long game ahead of us going into turn 2 Eldar movement.
And knowing that you have to come to this objective.
I know.
You have to come to me.
I know. I've got to get all these fragile things that are turning out to be way more durable with that Ulthwe save in there. But, all right, let's make it happen. There's really not a ton of movement because I don't have a ton of units. But these Wraith Guards stayed still. They're going to take pot shots at the Hydra. The Fire Prism shimmied out of cover. If the Hydra isn't taken care of, it should be, honestly. But if it isn't, he'll take care of that. And if not, he will shoot at the Plasmacutioner or the Tank Commander. These guys stayed tight because I think I'm going to need them turn 5 to get around the board and do stuff. Eldrad didn't move out of his hidey hole because he is cast in and loving it. The Wraith Lord moved down here with his 8-inch move. He's trying to get a shot also across to the Tank Commander and Plasmacutioner, as well as catching some cover from that heavy weapons team. The Wave Serpent parallel parked.
I still think it's what happens when Eldar drive drunk.
And he's got 360 and 8th. So he moved up here still trying to sneak off a cover save and get away from the Meltas for fun. And I'm not sure what he's going to target yet. We'll see how everything else does. And of course we precariously placed the Forge World model on top of a precariously placed old Forge World model at the table edge.
There's no way that could go horribly.
That's not going to go bad today. But he is set up here with his Sonic Lance, probably targeting the heavy weapons team here, or taking off this troop squad off there.
I don't know why they were.
Well, they hurt. Another really good rolling. The Wraith Cannons. There
was something here.
There was a Hydra there.
Yeah, there was.
It had 5 wounds left, right?
There's a pretty tank right there, and I don't like that.
It was
gone.
very prettily painted. Prettily's not a word. But it had 5 wounds left, and I got 5 damage out of it. Exactly what I needed. The Fire Prism shot the Shuriken Cannon into the Plasmacutioner, and of course did nothing. But it was worth shooting because, I'm sorry, I should back up. Eldrad cast Guide on him, so he had
cast Doom on him.
Cast Doom on him, so he had rerolls to wound on him, and so I was thinking, okay, Shuriken Cannon, it could make it. It didn't. The Fire Prism, though, did.
Messed it up good.
And took it...
down to 5.
Yeah, down to 5. Eldrad also cast Executioner and Smite on him, and only did 2 wounds? Is that correct?
No, you did 3. He was at 8. Now
Okay.
Down to 5.
Okay. Oh, that's right, because our lovely Wraith Lord, he shot with the Bright Lance into the Tank Commander, but the Bright Lance hit, failed to wound, and then the Eldari Missile Launcher failed to hit. So But he did shuffle up. He's going to start to try and move across this great expanse and get into the ruins. And
Come on out in the open.
I know. There's not much he can do. The perfectly parked Wave Serpent shot with twin Bright Lances, and all he had to do was take 2 damage off.
Yep.
And he took a 1. And then I was so confident that those Bright Lances were going to do work, I shot the Shuriken Cannon into this command squad, and I didn't kill anybody, which was great.
Well, that was no fault of yours. I rolled mad.
Oh, that's right. You had to roll 2 5-ups, and you rolled 2 5-ups. And then the Lynx made it over here, shot the Shuriken Cannon down into the squad sitting there. Killed a guy?
Did nothing.
Did nothing. But the Sonic Lance, there was a heavy weapons team in ruins there. And
Did we open space in my formation?
Sonic Lance did another 13 wounds to that heavy weapons team. So 15 wounds. So they're gone. That's almost cheating.
That was a lot of killing.
It's cheating. You know, it's not called cheating. It's called Eldar trickery, but it's also called, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. Let's see, you brought spent 2 command points
For the Valhallans again.
and brought them back,
So loving that roll.
and
It
brought
just says infantry. Any infantry squad.
infantry,
Love it.
including me and Lasguns. You moved your brave conscripts up.
This is Operation Get Behind the Orange Guys.
All right.
The
You
commissar came out, so we kept the 6-inch range on them.
Bolgrins are moving towards Eldrad.
I'm sick of Eldrad smiting us, so we did that. I moved him just a little bit further.
Yep, shuffle them up. Everything else they put.
Except for the veterans.
Veterans moved up
And who decided
towards
they,
the Wave Serpent,
they need
right?
to teach that guy some driving lessons. Yeah, Psychic's done. That was totally pooch.
And where's he at? Where's he at? Oh, there,
He's hiding
there
in the
he
building.
is. He's hiding
He
in there.
did
Okay.
absolutely nothing.
What did he try to do, though?
He tried to smite.
He tried to smite the Lynx.
Yep.
Nothing.
That did not go well.
Okay.
But at least he didn't perils.
You had brought this squad back on with the Valhallan 2 command point.
Special rule.
Yep. And those guys shot up.
And they did nothing.
Did nothing as well. Conscripts all shot into here, and they actually did some work, right?
Yep. I think the last gun did a wound,
Last gun did a wound.
which was good. The rest of the wounds on that squad came from the Plasmacutioner.
Bulgrin's
the tank commander.
Oh yeah, Bulgrin's advanced, right?
Yep.
Plas
They didn't do anything.
Plasmacutioner here. He shot over here and took a guy off and took this guy down to a wound.
That was between him and the tank commander.
And the tank commander
fired them
shot.
both at
So
him.
the tank commander, the Plasmacutioner, and the conscripts all shot into here, killed
Killed one guy and took 2 wounds off another.
and I made 2 Ulthwe saves in there, which kept me going.
Which is
but
horrible.
yeah,
Then everything here shot at him,
shot at the Lynx.
and we
Yep.
did 1 wound.
Did a wound, and actually was the flamer and
It was the
right-
flamer in this squad that did the
right
wound
down
to him.
here. This little guy, he was the bravest of them all.
Because, we got missile launchers and everything else in
Yep.
here. But yeah, it's the flamer that does it.
Well, you got to understand that the missile launcher actually had to turn around. That
Yeah,
takes
that's-
time. So
Then
your battle cannon,
tank,
last cannon,
nothing.
battle cannon. Oh yeah, you're right.
He's hitting on 6s right now.
He's hitting on 6s with 1 wound left. The last cannon actually did hit, but then rolled a 1 to wound.
Of course.
However,
But the multi-gun here actually did a decent job and spanked some wounds onto him.
yeah, he took him down to 9 wounds. He actually would have taken him down to 8, but the Eldar Serpent Shield. Eldrad moved back out of this building
Hiding like a scared little girl.
because of Bulgrins. The Fire Prism stayed put. The Wind Riders decided to play the game. They hopped out to shoot at the Bulgrins. I moved my 5-inch movement with them, just from one side of the rock to the other. The Lynx, still in fly mode, flew over here. Sonic Lancing again. Yeah, I mean, come on. Those last cannons got to go away. The Wraith Lord shuffled up his 8 inches. I guess that's not really a shuffle. That's more of a speed walk.
No, that's more for racing. That's like
Yeah.
that's jogging.
He's got to get up in there because if he's going to be useful in close combat or anything, it's turn 3. He's got to start moving. And I felt the same way with this Wave Serpent. He moved up here, still has the Wraith Guard inside of it with the D-sides. So we're gonna move up, see if we can dent some of this heavy support, and start moving in on this objective right here. The links opened up. He shot his Sonic Lance into the heavy weapon squad again for the second time on the other side of the board, and they're gone.
And they died again.
6 wounds in that squad, right? And he put 11 on them. He then shot his Shuriken Cannon into the conscripts, killed a guy. The poor Wraith card here had to shoot their heavy Wraith cannons, this Xeno tech, amazing, powerful weapon into
Conscripts. Prisoners,
pretty much.
Yeah.
And killed how many?
2.
Killed a whopping 2. Well, actually, let's go to the psychic phase. Eldrad over here. This is amazing. I can't believe we missed this. But Eldrad casts Executioner. I don't cast Executioner for Eldrad, doesn't go off. So I'm stuck casting Smite, which kills 1 guy off, leaving 2 here. I could have wiped this squad with just Eldrad in the psychic phase, but instead I've got a Bulgrin left, because then the Wind Riders opened up with their Shuriken Cannons and stripped them all the way down to 1 wound. I put the Fire Prism with, again, a Focus Blast and his Shuriken Cannon into the Plasma Executioner.
Which is now not there.
It's not there. The Fire Prism did all the work. The Shuriken Cannon didn't even need to roll. Again, that would have been dumb. I should have put the Shuriken Cannon into him, but I was afraid of that Plasma Executioner. The Wraith Lord shot with his Bright Lance and did some work here, bring
him from 5 down to 1. So
5 down to 1, took 4 off him, but then missed with his Eldari Missile Launcher. And this guy shot with his Bright Lances back at the bane of his existence, Lehman Russ sitting back there on 1 wound, missed with both, rolling 2s. Rolling 2s. Then I shot with the Shuriken Cannon.
There's that special camouflage I painted on him.
Into him, and
solid blue color.
He made both saves. That solid blue is hard to see in the ocean.
Yeah.
In the sky.
Apparently that's where we're fighting.
In a blue city. In a Smurf village. And on McCrag.
Yeah, that's... Other than that,
the Valhallans advance. Well, not really.
No,
Veterans shuffle up.
They kind of jimmied around. Yep. We strung some of them back here just to get more of a presence towards that objective. The missile launcher did not move. I did want to point that out. So you can still fire regular.
I think he should. It would be more fun.
No.
He needs to work on
it.
Fine
right there.
Okay.
No movement. The Ogren saw something that needs to be smashed.
I can't wait for Overwatch.
He's going to die in Overwatch. The Commissar, who I should have mentioned this at the beginning, is packing the Blade of Conquest, one of the heirlooms from the thing, and it is nasty.
Yeah, I just found that out. I'm super excited.
Yeah,
I'm thinking, you silly man, and now I'm thinking, you silly space ghosts.
And the conscripts are doing what they're...
Blade of Conquest is +2 strength.
+2 strength.
-4 AP.
D3 damage.
Yeah, that's going to hurt. You did some work.
Finally, some things happened.
So let's work over here first.
Well, absolutely nothing did happen over here.
So the conscripts and your commissar shot up. There were some wounds, but there were some saves.
There was a lot of saves. The Ogren did nothing.
Yep, he failed to...
Oh, a lot of nothing.
Yep. He actually failed the wound, Ogren.
Yep.
Okay.
The tank commander shot at them and also did nothing.
He shot at the... Yep.
Yep. And that didn't happen. The fun part was when these guys, the snipers...
The snipers.
Missile launcher.
The missile launcher. The missile launcher. Las guns.
The las guns. The tank.
The tank.
The melta-guns.
Yes.
Finally blew up the wave serpent.
Finally. It took it down.
And the last cannon's back.
And the last cannon shot as well, but they kind of whiffed.
Now, the fun part with the guard in the new thing is, since he is in range of this Voxcaster in his command squad.
Yep.
And since they have a Voxcaster,
which, by the way, can we just zoom in on how cool this guy looks? Okay, carry on.
He's a very cool model.
He does a lot of sit-ups.
Yes, he does. They are ripped. I look like that.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
But because he is in range of the Voxcaster from his command squad, and there is one in the receiving squad, his command range for voice of command is extended to 18 inches instead of 6.
Which is nice because they were able to reroll ones. Didn't matter in this case, but it's a very cool mechanic. And it didn't matter though because they still got one melt-a-shot off, which did the heavy lifting.
That did the most damage to it.
Took it down to 1 wound, and what finally stripped the last wound?
The battle cannon.
Battle cannon off.
On 6s.
It's only fitting because that wave serpent was gunning for him all game, couldn't finish his last wound off, but he finished him. Yep. So I mean, that's only fitting. What is the guard?
Now.
Right. What is the guard but a shield, right? And they're sitting here shielding against the Xenos threat.
And really, in this new edition, they have that ability that they can.
Yep. And
the mission is really kind of in my wheelhouse, where we're just sitting on something and holding it. But the new edition, the guard are really set up to do that well.
They are. And stripped a wound off the.
Yep, we stripped a wound off of that when we blew up the wave serpent. So.
Yep. So Wraithlord's down to 6. He's still in his higher threshold for wounds, but that is it. And charges. Wow.
That's one way to put it. Yeah. Overwatch is a beast.
Can we just talk about the Commissar with the amazing relic blade that was bestowed upon him?
And died to Overwatch.
And then the Wraithguard shot, made an Overwatch shot, and just nuked him off the planet.
He's a little smear, like if you can see
yep,
right
just,
here,
just a smear.
That's all
right
that's left from
there. That's the Commissar.
Nothingness. Yeah.
So,
that was horrible.
Of course, they made it in their solid 2-inch charge.
Yep.
But my Wraithguard retired from killing the Commissar. In Overwatch, they killed a guy.
They killed one conscript, yes.
And then they didn't kill anybody in the close combat phase, and vice versa. The conscripts, I made my
shocker.
Right, I made my armor saves, but you took a leadership.
Yep, 2 more with leadership. Conscripts have a leadership before.
You rolled a 5, and I killed a guy, so you lost 2 more guys.
Yep.
Out of the conscript squad.
There's still a good 13 in there.
Yep, 13.
And let's talk about the Ogre and Bonehead.
I told you. I said, I have a feeling with these shuriken cannons.
We knew he was going to die to Overwatch.
And the Bulgarin, he's so brave and so overweight.
He was just too stupid to realize he was staring down the barrel of 3 shuriken cannons.
Too dumb to realize. And the Overwatch killed him off.
Ogre smash.
There. So that's the end of the first assault somehow. It's kind of refreshing having an assault this late in the game.
I'm still amazed that it was the conscripts who was the first assault.
Well, they're known to be the actual shield of the Imperium.
And we actually strapped them to the tanks too to try to protect them.
Eldar movement, turn 4, the Wraithlord moved up, getting multiple targets here, taking on pretty much all of the guard. The Wraithguard shuffled up to try and get into template range here. The Wind Riders also moved up, again moving towards this objective. The Lynx, for the first time, has dropped back into hover and is now looking at the conscripts. And the Wraithguard also have this unique ability. It's like the old hit and run, except they can't charge, so they can leave and shoot. So they have obviously left the conscripts in fear, and they are. And Eldrad moved back up to get into range to do some stuff, and the Fire Prism hasn't moved so he can get full ballistic skill shots. Oh my, okay. I'm sorry I didn't film this, but Eldrad in his hidey hole cast Smite on 1 wound left on him. The Primaris Psyker.
Yeah, he's a Primaris.
Primaris Psyker denied the witch.
Imperial Guard, nothing.
And Eldrad made it on an 11, and I laughed. I said, Tim, do you even want to try? It's Eldrad. Again. Primaris Psyker makes a 12 again to deny Eldrad. No smites. No smites.
That's insane.
Oh. All right, shooting for turn 4. The Lynx opened up. Couldn't delete the conscripts, but put a massive
hurt on them.
They shot. They only killed a conscript.
However, I lost a bunch of them.
Yep. The fire prism shot over here at that third time that heavy weapons team has been on the board. Mm-hmm. And you gotta understand, I have to target that thing.
Oh yeah.
It's 3 las cannons just showing up every time I kill it. I've killed them 3 times, and I shot the dispersed.
But this time they'll stay dead.
They'll stay dead this time because command points are gone. I shot the dispersed shot from this, and it did all the hurt that needed to happen there. The shuriken cannons from the Wind Riders put a hurt on the ratlings. The D-sides deleted the squad that was on the objective. Now the objective is open. And what deleted the... Eldar, or Eldrad. So, we had that amazing psychic that you denied with a smite, but of course, Eldar now have Executioner, which is smite on steroids, and I cast that, and I ended up killing him as well. But I only did 1 mortal wound with it, but it was all it needed.
It was all you had to do.
And,
but that tank is still kicking with the 1 over here.
He's still kicking with the 1, and this Wraith Lord, he shot the shuriken catapults from his wrists into them. He shot the Eldari missile launcher into them with the sunburst, with the D6 shots, and he shot the Bright Lance into that tank, and everything's still here.
And I lost 3 guardsmen.
Lost 3 guardsmen in total. So the Wraith Lord, not even in his lower tier of shooting, still, I don't know, he's still staring at the amassed guard, still intimidated by it. So Eldar, turn 4 assault. We also did morales. The conscripts.
Morale sucks.
Morale sucks for guard. When your commissars are dead, conscripts ran off the board because deadly ghost aliens.
And they're cowards.
And they're cowards.
And with the ratlings.
Ratlings also ran. There was only 2 guys left there. The veterans. That's a resilient squad, though.
They held tight, though.
They held tight, didn't do any wounds to the Wraith Lord, and the Wraith Lord took 2 of them, but they held tight in assault. That was our only assault to resolve, and that was it for morales. Lehman Rusty put, because even though he's still hitting on 6s, he's got 1 wound left. It's still survivable. The Eldar are closing in.
Now the kicker here is, do I have enough things by the objective that you can't take out? So there are 4 units currently around the objective.
What do you got? You have the command squad?
The command squad, which is these 3 models here.
Okay.
You got the company commander.
Okay.
You got the Primaris Psyker.
Gotcha.
Who honestly I totally forgot about down there. And you have 1 infantry squad.
And they're all...
And they are full.
Full. And the company commander's there. They can all potentially score the objective.
Mm-hmm. And if the troops are still there, it doesn't matter how many you have around the objective.
Exactly. If they can buffer the troops, you can actually still score this.
If even 1 troop survives, you can have 8 guys around that, and I would still win.
Because turn 5, I can only target a unit at a time. Even if I split fire, it's not doing enough damage. So, very interesting. Bottom of turn 4.
I can't believe how much of my army decimated, though.
I actually can't believe that.
I took out 1 thing of yours, man.
I can't believe that either.
All I took out was 1 tank.
I'm actually pretty impressed with Ulthwe combined
guys are hard as nails. I want to see them against the Death Guard.
I don't want to see that. We're not in the death throes right now. You are making some stuff happen.
Well, I cut down some of your shooting. We got rid of 1 of these.
And how'd you do that? The command squad?
These guys.
Okay.
And
Psyker whiffed.
And these guys.
Psyker whiffed on Smite. Yep. This was the time we needed it.
So all of them shot at the Wind Riders.
Yep, took 1 out. And then the tank opened up.
And took out 1
guy and dropped another one down with his battle cannon. Dropped another one down to his last wound.
The big towering Wraith Knight, or Wraith Lord, came in and squished 1 guy.
Squished 1 guy, and the veterans failed to harm him back. And that is it. I think the Wraith Lord with the Ghost Glaive. I was using the Wraith Fist, but still I whiffed on everything but 1.
They're very good at like vehicles.
Yeah,
monsters.
Right. If I got him into a vehicle, but against a squishy guard unit.
That's honestly the way to deal with them.
I know.
Just tie them up.
All right, coming back. Final turn, turn 5, Eldar movement.
Yep.
It's created a predicament more than I thought, okay? I thought I have this Wraith Guard with these D-sides and this guy with this massive, and then here, and everything shoots, and I win the game. But I'm running into an issue here, which is if I do kill everything off, then I can't get within, I don't have a movement. This is the last turn of the game. So I actually have to get either the Wraith Guard or the Wind Riders in charge, win the assault, completely kill the unit off, and then move onto the objective.
Take the consolidation move to move to the objective.
But then all of his troop choices already have to be dead, otherwise they'll deny me.
If even one guy from a troop thing is alive.
Right. So, actually, turn 5 is, well, here I am sitting back thinking, okay, I've got all this Xenos weaponry, I'll just punch right through this last remnant of guard.
And for once, the strength of your weapons is actually a hindrance.
It's actually hindering me, because if I overkill them, I can't get there.
Then you can't move.
Yeah, you know, it's guard digging in at their last stand, and turn 5 here, I'm still undecided exactly what I'm going to shoot and exactly what I'm going to charge, but we'll see what happens. The Wind Riders, let's start with them. They shot in at the last squad.
My last troop.
Last troop choice. They killed everything but one.
Oh,
mixed with the Lynx, mixed with the Fire Prism, all shooting in on this troop choice in cover. Even with the minus APs, I just wasn't wounding enough. And there's a guy left. The Wraith shot the command squad, killed them. So now I've got the company commander. Is it a company commander? The Primaris Psyker, and one guy. And turn 5, the Wraith, they don't have many attacks, so they just couldn't get through his 5-up invul somehow. And the Wind Riders couldn't harm the Primaris Psyker either. And swinging back, the same thing happened.
Yeah,
we just kind of just locked. So we're here. I wasn't really expecting that. And then over here, I killed another veteran with the Wraith Lord, and they failed.
But he made his morale test.
And they made their morale. So
this guy, 9 of them died.
9 died.
So 1 plus 9, 10. Oh, that's
oh, hey, he's dead.
Gone.
Oh, so the troops' choice is off there. But we'll be coming back with the final Astra Militarum turn 5. And as the smoke settles, we come to the end of the battle.
We just kind of did movement and shooting, so what happened?
We combined it all. So at turn 5, Astra Militarum...
For the movement, they ran away.
They just ran.
They ran to the objective, leaving the 2 Wind Riders were right there. And then this tank that has been sitting there with 1 wound
that I've ignored
for the last 3 turns is only hitting on a 6.
He got 11 shots with his battle cannon on the Wind Riders. He
3
wounded
6s hit.
Yep, 3 6s hit. I failed to save them. How much damage came through?
9.
9 damage. I saved 3 of them. With the Ulthwe saves, but that's clearly not enough. The Wind Riders are gone. The Wraiths, since they fled combat, are stuck here. I don't have a turn 6. Her scoring that, I couldn't have moved him up because I had the Wind Riders and everything else here. And he's stuck in combat, so we're not even going to resolve this because it frankly doesn't matter. Turn 5, you got to score that objective, and that is it. Astra Militarum have defended the planet, have defended. They've been a shield for this Xenos incursion.
With 6 models left on the board.
6 models left on the board. I have pretty much.
Your whole army is still there.
Besides Wind Riders and
1 Wave Serpent.
And a Wave Serpent and half a Wraith squad. Yeah, it actually survived. It is so difficult to get through that grinding advance of that guard.
And the kicker was rolling the 6 on that objective.
that put it there.
As soon as the focus of the game was on that objective, where we saw in the first phase in the movement when we first deployed,
Right.
everything was here.
Everything was there, and I just had to push through that. And I did a valiant effort.
You were amazing. Those guys are so tough.
They are tough, and with that
As you add wraith to anything, it's just uber tough.
with that Ulthwe save too, it just really made tougher. But even with that, I just didn't have enough shooting to churn through those bodies. But honestly, the Astra Militarum defended this planet, pushed back the Xenos incursion. They kept them off the relics, the objectives that they were searching for here. And Tim,
nice.
that was an amazing game. That was an amazing game. That was some great moments.
This guy killing my las cannon squad like 3 times.
He had to do heavy lifting to the same thing over and over. But this guy
right here,
yes.
denying Eldrad.
By the way, I ignored him. I laughed. I said I have Eldrad. This guy stopped him twice. And that's all he needed to do.
It was a 12 to a 10 and a 12 to an 11 too.
And it kept tanks in the game off of Smite. And this guy on 1 wound left that I also ignored, saying, what are you going to do? Shoots in his battle cannon shots. He rallies up, seeing his trenches being overwhelmed by these wraithbone constructs moving in, and says, I've got one last battle cannon shot in me. And he does it. He pulls it out. That was incredible, Tim. I appreciate it, man. That was incredible.
He's getting kill markings.
He's getting kill markings. Paint those on there for the next game.
Going on to him. That was nuts.
That was amazing. Again, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.